Hey, yeah, what's up? This disciple Marshall Occurrence, rain back up in this. So we covered in other videos about the difference between racism and hate, and how hate can be caused by what people do. It's not because you know everybody's racist that you got hate going on. You got hate going on many times by what you do. So we already covered that. Difference between racism based on who you are and hate based on what you do. Because see, what happens is people act confused and startled, like, gee, I don't understand why we're hated so much. Hey, just to educated guess, you might want to look around at what people are actually doing. Maybe that brings on hate as well. And maybe sometimes people, I gotta put it like I feel it. They're flattering themselves, thinking it's about them and their appearance, and it's not. It's about the hate. It's about the hate. Is about sometimes the hate you put out, and sometimes the things you do, the things you've done in the past tense, the misrepresentation of your community from other people in your community. And I know it's convenient to say that it's not you, but who cares? What human being really cares if it's not you? I'm telling you how humans think. They don't care if it's not you specifically. It's been enough examples from the likeness of people like you for them to have a human perspective of their own that has hate in it. So, and may I note that hate also is, like I said before, is a human dynamic that repels something, that tells you it's something wrong with someone or something. Some would say it's a form of the right kind of hate. Now, not man-made hate. We covered in the other video. There's man-made hate, and there's a natural hate that repels evil. Because you wouldn't know, you wouldn't pull away from it in some cases. So hate has to set in. That part. So you can pull away from the evil. All right, so what we're gonna do next, we're gonna talk about hate crimes and hate that you can do nothing about. Okay? What you need to know, all races, and this is now all races right here. You need to know you can't make everybody love you. You can't. That's your mom and parents taught you this in school. I mean, at home. They taught you this. Everybody's not your friend. That's how your mom tell you. Everywhere, in other words, everybody ain't got love for you. And it's not, that's the real world. You can't go around thinking you're going to make people love you. Everybody isn't going to love you. That's a part of life. And there's nothing you can do about it. The mistake a lot of people make is trying to make people love you. Everyone will not, you shouldn't even want forced love anyway. You shouldn't want forced love. Everybody ain't gonna respect you. Hey, you can't make everybody respect you. You can do nothing, make no other human do anything. Period. And if you really look at it for what it is, a lot of times you got a lot of people that are going around trying to make people love them. You basically, because there's nothing you can do about their attitude towards you. What can you do about it? When they go home and they're entitled, they can feel however they want to feel behind their threshold of their place, their home, their house, whatever. You can't do nothing about how they feel back there. And if you really look at people, it's almost like you're trying to force people to respect you, which they're not going to do in some cases, or even love you or like you. And it's just not going to happen. You just can't. And you look at it for what it is. That's basically what it is. And like I said, you shouldn't even want no love that's forced anyway, whether it's coming from me or whether it's coming from somebody else. If you got to force somebody to love you, what does that say about your dignity? That's real. Even if you got to force somebody to respect you, what does that say about your dignity? I don't force people to respect me or love me. And in this season of my life, God is taking respect from my enemies. He's making them respect me. The Bible says he will make your enemies be at peace with you. He said, make them, not ask them. He will make them be at peace with you. So, and that probably will have, in some cases, some respect in it. He will make your enemies be at peace with you. And if you really are a good person or a right person, I like to say right over good, because when you're right, you will be good. Some people can redefine good. They can define this. It's easier to define right and wrong because everybody got their definitions of what is good. So I'm more on, if you're a right person, then a lot of people that were enemies are going to be on your side because you are right. You're right. So what we're boiling down to in these last final hours is what is right and what is wrong. That's what it's all about. And if you ain't on the side of right, then it's gonna be a quick, swift ride. It's gonna be a real fast ride, and the rest of us still gonna be here. See, because God is about to make something very clear. His kingdom is not gonna be disrespected. It's not about me. It's about the respect of the kingdom of God. His kingdom is going to be respected. Okay? So, you got hate crimes and you got hate. Like I said, you can't make everybody love you. Some people are going to be filled with hate somewhere in the woods. You can't go down in the woods and put on your camouflage and make them love you. Okay? They're going to be filled with hate. And sometimes, like I told you, hate is based off what you have done to people. It's not because they're racist. You've done some things. And they know you did it. And now they hate you. Which is, in the natural case of a natural hate, good natural hate, it's because of what you've done, they need to repel you. And if their heart doesn't hate, they're going to keep coming back to you, not knowing that you're a problem for them. So hate sets in and they begin to repel you. That sounds like a natural, right, situation that the body goes through, that the heart and soul goes through. Because like I showed you, there's places in the Bible. It's a place in the Bible that shows that God hates 7 things. It says it. It says God hates. In Ecclesiastes, it says it's a time to love and a time to hate. So what is this hate that the Bible is talking about? It's no other thing it's called. It's called hate. What is this hate? This hate is to repel evil. Because everything that it says God hate is evil. It ain't good things. It's evil things. Okay, so for people that go around trying to stop people from hating a particular people or a particular type of people, you may be wrong. Because you have your experience with people and I have my experience with people. For whatever reason, whether it be white people, black people, whatever people, they may like you and they may not like me. And they may do some things out of that not liking, dislike, which causes me to hate, and therefore repel them away from me. Why you acting like, oh, well, I don't understand. Well, you wasn't disliked. You didn't have a bad experience with a particular people. But another person may have, and for whatever reason, they just see this person a certain way. So the hate sets in to repel the people that's seeing this person the wrong way, that's treating this person the wrong way. I can explain it all, yeah. Because when you're right, it all makes sense. And right matters. Okay, so now let's get to hate crimes. Now, hate crimes you can do something about. People going around, particular people going around targeting you, especially by how they see you, figure you out to be. That's like a hate crime. Because I don't look like you, you got hate, and you got a crime, and you do crimes. You got a crime in your heart, and you do a crime. That's hate crimes. These people getting punched by, these Asian people getting punched by black and white people. Both of them. I seen black girls, they wasn't women, females, 16, 17, dragging Asian women around a salon. It was so pitiful. They wasn't even fighting back or nothing. Asian women would throw all around the salon. They just punching them as hard as they can. Punching these Asian women, docile as they are, just because they couldn't get their nails done at the time they wanted to get it done. Like, who are you? And it comes back to what I be saying. Half of these people have a narcissistic, in American culture, you have a narcissistic perspective on yourself, of yourself. You're a narcissistic person. And you think it's all about you. That's a narcissistic person. You come into a nail shop thinking no one else matters but you. And you got less than $500,000. And you think it's all about you. Okay, that's a hate crime. To me, kind of. Probably had something against them. I'm pretty sure they didn't say. I'm pretty sure they said something about their race, most likely. Hate crimes is black and white people, though, for sure, punching Asian people because of COVID. That's a hate crime. Now, you could do something about that. But you cannot do something about people just hating you. If they hate you, they tell you they hate you, ain't nothing you can do. Now, if you have a hate crime, it's something you can do about that. But what you find, what I found, particularly in the black community, when you find somebody that doesn't like you or hate you, you think you're going to target that person. And you don't know why they hate you. They may hate you for stuff that for what other black people have done to them, which is to repel the same experience from happening to them. Hate to me is just some in the natural right way, the right kind of hate is a defense mechanism. It pushes the wrong people out of your life. Now, I can't speak for man-made hate that you got from philosophies of men. I'm talking about when you, for whatever reason, you keep getting the same experience from the same type of people. And maybe they see you as a sucker. And so because they see you as a sucker, you keep getting tried. You keep getting put to the test. And you keep loving the people that see you like a sucker. You keep loving the people that see you like you a pushover. And so you keep getting the same experience. It's some way, and sometimes it can be racial. Maybe you're too light-skinned, so they think you're a sucker. So you keep getting, or you got light eyes, or you look different, you look exotic. And so black people keep treating you like a sucker. So from that perspective, that keeps getting pushed on you, you begin to hate, to repel this perspective of you being seen like a sucker. You've been loving. Now, hold up. Now hate sets in. Because it's like, okay, I got to repel that out of my life. I got to get that out of my life. You see what I'm saying? So that's a different situation. And unfortunately, these days, the black community can bring about a lot of hate on themselves. And they don't want to accept it. They feel it's intolerable. No, it's not intolerable. What's intolerable is hate crimes. That's what's intolerable. Hate crimes. Hate may be good in the right context for specific individuals because they keep getting played by black people. Yeah, everybody don't play fair. And everybody don't just love people. So although you may treat people right, that's a little different and look a little different, for the most part, black people may not treat that person right. And you can't make them do that. You can't do that for them. So the hate sets in, which they then try to check and try to regulate on, and to no avail. And they get repelled because of the evil that they're doing that they don't think anybody know about. So if somebody tell me, yo, hate is a strong word, but if somebody tell me, yo, I hate this type of people, I hate that type of people, I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen to everything. I ain't going to just say, oh, well, man, no, I'm going to listen. Because something produced that hate. This is what we don't want to accept. Something produced that hate. They didn't just get this. Most of the times, more times than not, they didn't just get this hate. Something happened. And that's what you need to get down. You need to get to the bottom of. That's what you need to get to the bottom of. What caused this hate? I can tell you in my life, black people call my mom a nigger. Black people, a black man, called my mom a nigger. And then later on, the person said, yeah, your mom a nigga, and you are too. Now, first of all, most black people have not had that experience. You have not had a black person call your mother a nigger. Not in a cool way, because my mom is too mature for that. She's not in that age bracket for that to apply in the cool way that people like to say it. So it could have only meant one thing, a racial slur. A racial slur from a black person. Number two, another black man told me to go back to my own home country. A black man tells me to go back to my country. Now, and then he tells me, oh, you're not me. Look at your eyes. Look at you. You're not me. So you can't say he's crazy because he looked at certain characteristics about my appearance, which is racism, and shows how a black person thinks here in America. He looked at my appearance and said, you're not me, meaning you're not African. Go back to your own home country. That's what he said. Now, if I had told a black man that, you would have smoke with me forever. You would label me a racist forever. He told me that to my face. So why he's not a racist? You see what I'm saying? Why is he not a racist? Because he's black and he's protected by the American community. When you're not black or white, you're not protected by the American community. I don't care what problems you got. I don't care what happens to you. You see how these Asian people getting punched and ain't nothing being done about it? Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say earlier. Now, if it was black people getting targeted because the COVID came from Africa, you would have Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, everybody on TV. They're targeting us, talking about we brought about COVID here in America. You see them doing that for the Asians? You see anybody? Do you see that it matters to black and white people that much? It doesn't, because you're not protected by America. If you're not black, definitely black, or look totally, or black enough, let's say it like that, for the black culture, then you're not protected by black people. If you're not white, you're not protected by white people. You see what I'm saying? Oh, this is the facts. And those are the two things that I went through. A black man calling my mom a nigger, which I don't know how I even processed it first. I don't even know why I stayed around that person after that. But ultimately, the second time he said that, I was not there after that. After that, it was over between me and that person. Now, I personally feel like he owes me whatever he has in his life. Whatever he has, he owes me that. Now, see, but you see how quiet black people get when you say that? You see that? That's why you can't have nothing to do with. I don't have nothing to do with the community as a committee, as a culture. I don't take you seriously, because as soon as I start talking about this, a black man calling my mother a nigger, you don't want to take responsibility. You don't want to take responsibility for that. But you're quick to make trophies out of people that make you look good. But you don't take responsibility for people that make you look bad. You can do something about it. You searching all around the country already. You can do something about it. You can get to the bottom of it, but you ain't trying to. You ain't making no effort to do that. Let's keep it 100. So that's what makes me more high ranking than the average person as far as experiences. I have a right to repel and hate something that calls my mom a nigger. I have the right to hate someone that says, I'm not like, you're not like me. Go back to your own home country. Something that offensive, I have a right to hate, therefore to repel away from my life. Now that's my experience. Now maybe you didn't have that experience with black people. Maybe no black man that looks basically African. Maybe no one never said that called your mother a nigga. Maybe that never happened. Maybe a black person never told you to go back to your own home country. See the rejection that I got versus none of the rejection that you got? You can't compare to that. Therefore, when you see how I move, respect it. Respect it. I ain't taking nothing off nobody black. I'm sorry to tell you, I'm not. God will eventually fix it. And when I say that, you think I'm being cliche, but look at my enemies. Look at them. Go check them out. Because that's what you're doing a test about now. What happens to the enemies of this person? You'll see. Oh, yeah, you'll see. You won't like it either. And when you try to come back this way because you don't like it and do something else, you won't make it. Yeah, I got this locked, buddy. This situation is locked because I'm right, and right matters. We don't care about you. I don't. If you're evil, if you're narcissistic, I don't sit home thinking about you. I don't sit home thinking about the likes of people like you. I'm sorry. You don't have no place in my thought process. Don't flatter yourself. I'm not sitting at home thinking about you. I address the likes of you, but I'm not sitting home biting my nails wondering what you're doing or what you're going to do. Okay? So you can't go around making people love you, especially when you offend them like you've offended me. There's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is pray and ask the Lord that my heart is softened based on what has happened to me. That's all you can do. You can't make me do nothing. You can't make me keep going through the same experience of low lives after low lives after low lives. That's my experience. Now, maybe you a lucky star. You know, you meet black people and you have great times and everything goes right and everything is all good and nothing goes wrong. Maybe it's great for you. But as we know in life, we all don't have the same experiences. You can't make me have the experience that you had with black people. That's your experience. You made cool, play spades, have fun, party, listen to music, jam. You might have done all of that. That's your experience. And as you know in life, there's no way in the world the same person, two people can have the same experience with race and everything. I may have had a great experience with white people. That's kind of my story. Hey, one of my childhood friends was Italian and German. We played video games. We had fun. We went to the mall. I didn't have a bad experience with white people. I lost my virginity to a white woman. I didn't have bad experiences with white people. Everywhere I go, they befriend me for the most part. They understand me pretty good. I've lived with them. I've lived with white people. I haven't had a problem. Up until all this confusion and all this stuff going on now, where it's really a collective situation of white America, collectively speaking. On an individual basis, I do pretty good with white people. But it's something that I keep going through this clique, this funny little off thing all throughout my life that I've been going through with black people. All the way back to middle school, I can show you how I had somebody just pick on me when I was in middle school, pick on my appearance, pick on how pretty I was as a young boy, and he was and he was not an attractive boy. I can show you all throughout my life. Black people broke in my mom's house, stole our video game consoles, and these were supposed to be friends that I let into my house. Put my key down in front of them, took the key, came back later, and broke in our house. These are my experiences I've had with black people. I can count on both hands really some individual situations where I've had problems with white people. I can count them on both hands. My individual situations with white people on an individual basis, I can count on both hands. Black people, I cannot. Countless times, countless situations where I'm left out to dry. So see, not only do you not judge a book by its cover, don't judge somebody's experiences by a cover either. You assume I get along with black people. You assume black people have treated me right. But I could sing that song, They Never Loved Me. Like Drake said, they never loved us. I could sing that song to black people. Never loved us. So now the time is where the rabbit got the gun. The rabbit got the gun now. You never loved me. You never loved me. I can't really look at any place in time. I married